Welcome back for this week's Mega Mirror Live. We've got another great show for you tonight. On this edition of the Mega Mirror Live, we have with us an extremely popular creator with an unmistakable voice and an unhindered opinion. A true leader in our community and a very good friend, when he's not being a dick. That's right, folks. Tonight we welcome the one and only Dick Dawson to the show. So if you are a fan of the brutal truth and hair down to your ass, then you've come to the right stream. Get your drinks ready and have a seat, because we're cranking up the fun when we come back. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, we have with us the unmistakable voice of the EiE Network, the man himself, Dick Dawson. I'm really pumped to have him with us, so let's bring him on. Hello, Dick. Welcome to the show.
Hey, steaming cup of reason. Thanks for having me on, buddy. Hello, fellow babies. How's everybody doing out there today? This is going to be great. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. I've been looking forward to this all week. Dick and I have been together for a while now, and I tell you, this guy's just a great guy to have on your team, and we're really happy to have you here.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Right on. And everybody, you'll notice we brought Max, the support dog from Autism, along because, you know, he belongs on the show too, right?
Well, absolutely. Couldn't be any other way. But before we get started, let's just check in with our crew. First of all, as usual, on the Super Chats and the questions, we've got Aimee Hogan. Hello, Aimee.
Hello, how are you today?
I am very good, thank you. How are you?
I am doing great today. Matt's out doing his thing with his in-home supports, and so he's having a great time, and I'm really excited about this show today. This is going to be fun.
Absolutely. I mean, you and Dick are working on other things as well, so we're going to highlight that a bit tonight and give you a chance to tell us all about what it's like to work with Dick.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. And then, of course, on the controls, pushing the buttons and keeping us live, we have Colon. How are you doing, sir?
I'm giggling like hell in the background because I've got a very, very bad thoughts going through. Yeah, stop it now. Everything's fine, man. Everything's fine. I was out with my granddaughter this afternoon after finishing work. We went to a local farm where we fed llamas. Yeah.
Cool.
A llama.
As long as they're not drama llamas, it's all good, man.
That's true. We don't want the drama llamas.
Just going to say that. Exactly right.
As
long as they're not drama llamas.
Yeah,
exactly.
I prefer drama sloths. They don't take much shit and don't even listen to it. All right. So, enjoy it anyway. Dick, it's going to be fun to listen to this, so I can't wait myself.
Absolutely, it's going to be fun. So, Dick, I hear you got some snow over by your way. What's that all about?
Yeah, it's crazy. I live in a spot where we should not have this weather yet, not even close. We've got way too much white stuff falling on the ground, and, you know, it's not the kind you want to pick up because it's expensive. No, this is awful. But, I mean, in another day or two, we'll be back up to real temperatures, and it's just going to be a sloppy mess. So, it sucks. But, I mean, this morning, my lights flickered a couple of times when I woke up, and now everything's stable. I was concerned that I wasn't even going to be able to, you know, get on the show properly, but it seems good. Maybe I shouldn't have jinxed it.
We don't want another Montreal ice storm, eh?
No, geez, no. I'm old enough to remember, so absolutely not.
Absolutely. Well, for all the people in the side chat who may not know much about Dick or new to the community, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about the history of Dick and tell us how you got started?
Well, it all got started because I did a couple of funny sort of flat earth pseudoscience parody songs on my first channel I started, Canadian Thomas. And and after doing a few of these songs, it didn't take me long to realize I actually have the skills to put together videos or, you know, kind of whatever I want to do. So I started my own personal channel and the Dick Dawson one, and I started with a little game show, World Model Feud, where what I did was I would quote mine a few people that know what they're talking about and a few morons, and I would put it together as a little game show, and it was just done to make people look stupid. And then And then I started hooking up with other people, and before you know it, we started building the Shills that turns into the EiE Network. So it was a really odd progression. And I mean, on my personal channel, I don't do much with it more than just test ideas these days. It's kind of a playground, I guess. But you know, coming up soon, I do have a couple ideas for some stuff that'll be on it, and it won't be a ghost town forever. It's just there's too much to do getting EiE Network stuff done and up to the level of quality that we all want. It takes a lot more than I ever thought it was.
Oh yeah, it's amazing the accomplishments of the EiE Network to this point. As a matter of fact, that's the next question I was going to ask you. How have things changed since the EiE Network rebranding for you? That is.
For me, things changed. Well, in a couple of different ways. You've got the, you know, we had to incorporate so many new things into the channel, not just be in the Shills show. And it took us a while to really, you know, settle into roles where everybody knows what they're doing. And then, you know, there was the communication and how to structure things. I mean, we've redone our private Discord rooms 4 or 5 times now, trying to find an organizational structure that works, right? So it's you know, but as everything calmed down and settled in, and you know, we were structured more and we knew what we were up to and whatnot, it actually it has become a very fun thing to do. It doesn't seem like much effort anymore. You look forward to doing the things that keep it rolling and keep it going. And and because, you know, a lot of our focus is based on educational content, you get quite a fulfillment out of it. So yeah, there's been a big change in quite a few ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being an original member of the Shills and having gone through the rebranding with you, I'm always amazed at how cohesive our team is and how easy some of that transition has been.
Very much. And you know, we've had a few people come through the team and then, you know, decide not to be, or you know, and whatnot, and the whole group seems to get stronger as we go. The you know, the way the team's positioned now is just fun. I mean, it's just a great time.
Absolutely. And the EiE Network's been a great place for me to stretch out with my creative stuff, and it's allowed others to feature other aspects of what they do as well. Yeah, absolutely. I think the EiE Network was a really good move. So, where do you see the EiE Network going in the coming years?
Well, you know, there's still some expansion to do. I think there's probably 4 or 5 shows coming up in the next month or so that we're bringing out. And then I think at that point, we're going to have to just sit back and relax and smell the roses and let it just be its thing for a bit. We've got ourselves in a cycle where we're always pushing for the next thing and the next thing. And, you know, I'm looking forward to that mellowing out, and we just do the things we've solidified on being the shows we want to do. I think that'll be really good, because that's when we can get more fine tuning done and really bring the production and pre-production as well, really to the level we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. We need time for things to grow roots and, you know, stop shuffling around so much and just let things build. Yeah, absolutely. Well, even though you're like the voice of the EiE Network, you're recognized as the leader of the EiE Network. Well, you can't deny it. You know,
it's been said a few times in good and bad, so I guess you know.
But, you know, there's a lot to be said for the leadership that you bring to the group. And by the same token, there's a lot to be said for all the creativity that's coming from each member of the group. You know, I think that's the strongest point of the EiE Network. So, but before the EiE Network, you actually had a little bit of a hand at debunking as well, haven't you?
Oh Oh yeah, I mean, I've done it in a couple of different ways. Just if I'm honest, what I've always done is look for a way that doesn't take too much effort when you're having a week when you're not that into it, but you want to keep the schedule and the rotation going. So I've dabbled in a few ways to go about it. And I mean, as I'm sure we're about to find out, they're quite different. Like I'm always just looking for something new to try out. I don't know. Maybe I'm stuck in prototype land,
Could be. That's an interesting point, actually. Since before the EiE Network, it all started as the Shills. How did the Shills actually come about? Who came up with the name and the idea for the show?
Well, it all came together when a bunch of us were on a live stream on Sarcastic Barman's channel, and we clicked end stream, and afterwards we were all like, okay, that's a show. Let's start a channel and bring this out. And over a period of a couple of days, it all just kind of fell together. And the original Shills name was a thing that Anti-Flatter was doing at the like an end credits, like the Avengers at the end of his videos. And I think within about 4 hours of deciding we were going to be a group, it was deemed that would be how we would go forward, because we had the right amount of people to be the roles. And originally, I think the avatars were all going to be based around sort of being, based on different Avengers. But as we started to look at it that way, it got a little bit corny. And we just weren't in. That kind of got left behind pretty quick.
Yeah. I remember those early shows, the original shows. I remember listening to them and saying, man, I wish I was a part of this bunch. And when you guys finally brought me in, I tell you, man, that was the greatest day of my life. I haven't looked back since. It's been so much fun.
Yeah. It was, I can't remember now how it played out, but there was, it looks like we're going to have a seat open, and there was a couple of us who, wanted to bring yourself in right away, and everybody agreed as soon as we pitched the group, because, I mean, look at the group. Everybody's really cool and laid back. It's these decisions have all been quite easy. We've never had, a tough time agreeing on things, because everybody kind of has the same vision, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We all want to go to the same place, We want this network to grow. But anyways, I think maybe at this point I'd like to go into some of your videos and show the people what kind of stuff you put out. So
right.
I picked one you did a couple of months back. I really liked it because of the approach you took with it. And it's a simple debunking, and it's called Simple Thoughts.
Okay, cool.
So let's have a look at that, and then we'll have a chit chat about it afterwards.
Sure, perfect.
All right, Colin, can you load that up for us? Now, watch your ears, folks, because this is going to kick in.
So today on Simple Thoughts, why on a flat Earth would a boat have a crow's nest? Let's take a look. We're going to need a flat body of water. We are going to need a crudely drawn boat by somebody with no artistic ability whatsoever. We're going to need a little island that's just off in the distance that can't be seen, perspective, whatever you want to call it. This is flat Earth, none of my business. We've got a little dude on the bottom of the ship, and we have a little dude up in the crow's nest. So this is where we end up. Now, let's draw a line of sight in from the bottom guy to almost the island, because he can't see it. And there's our little Terminator to show what's going on. So we have our boat, we have our crew member on the main deck of the boat, we have our line of sight, and we have a Terminator block just before the island. And this, well, in a crude way, shows the way Flat Earth sees that you can't see something that's too far off in the distance due to perspective or whatever you want to insert there. Reasons. Now, let's put the exact same length line of sight up to the person in the crow's nest. Well, wait a minute. It doesn't even get to the other Terminator spot. That's pretty odd, isn't it? Now, let's take this line and I'll rotate it flat. I'm no artist here, so give me a break. And we'll bring it down and I will show you that it is the same length. See? It's the same length. And we'll rotate it back into its position here. I don't know, something like that maybe. And we'll bring it up to the little man's head so it's in the right spot. I think I curved it a little too much there. Let's try that one. So we'll bring it back to his eye. Yeah, that'll do it. And what do we get? Oh, here. Sorry, I put it a little bit too far back. We don't want anybody getting all pissy. So there we go. The exact same length of ability to see, meaning that if you can't, you can't see further than that because of reasons, distance, whatever. But on a flat Earth, there is no point in having a crow's nest on a boat because it actually takes you slightly further away from what you're trying to see. Now, let's rewind this and do it on a curved Earth, shall we? Okay, everybody, let's just give our heads a shake and start over. Let's get rid of flat Earth and replace it with the globe Earth model. Here we go. So, we're going to need our water. Oh, that looks much better already. And we're going to need our poorly drawn boat, once again, talentless. Well, it looks pretty close. We will need our island. We need a sailor on the main deck of the boat. We need a sailor up in the crow's nest. All right, we're looking good here. So, let's carry it further. We need a line of sight from the sailor on the main deck over to the island. Oh, well, what's that now? That line of sight is disrupted by something. I think it's the horizon. Maybe the curve of the Earth is in the way and it's not the distance you can see. Well, let's add the little Terminator mark just like we did on the other one. Keep it consistent. And let's add a line of sight. Once again, the exact same length from the person in the crow's nest. Oh, and they can see the island perfectly. There's their Terminator block to finish it off. So, in this model, going up lets you see over the curve of the Earth and therefore further. It extends your horizon. And as such, you can see what's over the curve. Don't think it's looking like perspective here, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that the globe Earth model has proven victorious. So on that note, I think we can just pass it over to Flat Earth and say, what do you got? Let's hear a response. I'll put the kettle on and get comfortable and wait. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This has been Simple Thoughts with Dick Dawson, and remember, keep up the fight.
Such a simple thing, and they just don't get it, huh?
No, I mean, it's simple to the point of stupidly simple. I mean, Mandelbrot brought it up in the chat there. He asked this one all the time. And the simple fact of the matter is, a boat wouldn't have a crow's nest because it would really do 3/4 of fuck all, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But I like the style of the video. Were those the same clouds you used in autism?
They could be. I mean, I'm nothing if not lazy, right? So I'm sure they've been used a few times.
I'm surprised you admit that on air.
Yeah, why not? You know, I don't care. I'm 50. I can do that now. I don't give a shit.
Hey, there you go. I think that's what I like most about you. You're just brutally honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Anyways,
might as well be.
Let's have a look and see if we've got something in the chat for you, Aimee. Hello.
She might.
Sorry about
There she
that.
is.
Yeah, nothing so far, but they had a lot of people say hi and good video. That was an awesome video. So
Well, thank you.
All
Yeah,
right. Well,
I might.
Go ahead.
I really like that, but my artistic ability, I mean, that was pushing it. That's all I got, right? That's it. And so I might try hooking up with somebody who can be a bit of a support to help me so that that could be a real show that keeps going. But I would need a little bit of assistance because I thought of about 5 or 6 other episodes that could be done that are really, really good little simple things, but it was already past my ability. And I was like, shit,
You know, we got you covered, Dick. Don't you worry about that, man.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay, well, I guess we'll just keep going then. And by the way, if you guys do have a question, just tag Aimee in the side chat or the EiE Network, and she'll make sure they get read out. All right. So 2020, it's been a shitty year for all of us, How has it impacted you?
Well, I mean, my son and I were homeschooling already, so that wasn't a very big switch. And I'm pretty much a, go my own way kind of person. And as it comes to income and whatnot, I, basically just do things my way. And so all in, it really hasn't changed my life much at all, to be honest. I don't really like people. I try to stay away from them. So, I mean, now I have a better excuse, and people are trying to stay away from me. It's great.
There you go. Well, yeah, I think it's about the same for me. I'm not really a very social person. So being cooped up in the house really isn't all that different than my normal day-to-day life, other than my job.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. Absolutely. But with regard to this whole community that we're a part of, what is it about our community that drew you in?
It's a place where you can make nerdy smart jokes and everybody gets them and whatnot. And, you're not left sitting there going, oh, fuck, I got to explain this one too.
It's funny how you have to do that, eh?
Oh, it happens to me too often. I'll make a great little metaphoric remark or something, and it goes completely over the heads of a few people because I forgot to add Molson's in the title.
Exactly. I think a lot of people are surprised initially when they found out that both you and I are Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but that's just the way that it seems to go.
Yeah. There's the whole thing where there's a lot of Canadians in news reporting and whatnot down in the States. So I don't think that the difference in the way we talk is noticed as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree 100%. You don't come across Canadian debunkers all that often. They mostly tend to be Americans.
Yeah, a lot more. That's for sure. And I mean, we've got Orphan Red and a few, and that Flat Earth Fokker and a few up here too. So the balance isn't good. It's not.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not good at all. There's a couple of other ones too. Isn't QE Canadian?
I don't think so. I goddamn well hope not. Jesus.
Yeah, I hope not too.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, I think.
Thrive and Survive is Canadian, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to start petitioning the Canadian government that when somebody wants to come here and get a green card or immigrate or whatever, there's a no flurf policy. We've got enough. That's it.
I agree 100%. No flirts allowed. Awesome. So, getting back to the EiE Network, what's been the biggest challenge so far running it? All of us messing around with it or what?
I would think the biggest challenge has been I don't know if it's so much a challenge, but the biggest thing that we've been doing is spending the cash to make sure everybody has high quality audio.
Yeah.
Right. And then the next one will be some green screens and stuff, because some people want to be superimposed on sets coming up for different shows like the talk show and whatnot. So, it's really been making sure that the funds that come in through the channel are used as effectively as possible to get us there without cutting corners.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to do either.
Not always, because I mean, like with yourself, the first microphone wasn't the correct one to get, but it was solved by getting the second one, and it was due to slight miscommunication and not knowing the dimensions of the room properly and stuff. Like that's there's quite a bit to it.
There is, absolutely. And it's not easy either with me being 14 hours ahead of you. Hooking up and talking is not the easiest thing to do.
Right. It's it can literally double the time it takes to just converse about small things, because if you are not feeling the best and go to sleep a little early and I have a sleep in that same day, we just missed 24 hours.
Absolutely. That's
right.
That's exactly it. And when we're both on par and we're doing okay, even then we've only got maybe a 1 hour overlap where we can actually talk. So
that's right.
Yeah, it does make things interesting, to say the least. Yeah. But talking about what you said earlier about some crazy jokes and stuff, I thought this would be a good time to take a look at some deep thoughts. If you guys haven't heard of Deep Thoughts with Dick Dawson, you got to go check them out on the EiE Network. They are funny. They're short, 1.5 minutes, but they're my giggle every day. You really need to get over there and check them out. Deep Thoughts with Dick Dawson. Colin?
And now, Deep Thoughts with Dick Dawson. Most of the time, it was probably a real bad thing being stuck down in a dungeon. But some days, when there was a bad storm outside, you'd look out your little window and think, boy, I'm glad I'm not out in that. Bonus thought. When you die, if you get a choice between going to regular heaven or pie heaven, choose pie heaven. It might be a trick, but if not, boy. Sometimes, when I reflect back on all the beer I drank, I feel bad. But then, I look into the glass and I think about the workers in the breweries and all of their hopes and dreams. If I didn't drink this beer, they might be out of work and their dreams would be shattered. Then I say to myself, it is better that I drink this beer and let their dreams come true than to be selfish and worry about my own and my liver. Maybe, in order to understand mankind, we have to look at the word itself. Basically, it's made up of two separate words, mank and ind. What do these words mean? It's a mystery. And maybe that's why, so too is mankind. Bonus thought. A bear and a rabbit were having a shit in the woods. The bear looked over to the rabbit and said, "Excuse me, but do you have problems with shit sticking to your fur?" The rabbit said no. So the bear wiped his ass with the rabbit. Sometimes I think you have to march right in and demand your rights, even if you don't know what your rights are or who the person is you're talking to. Then, on the way out, slam the door. Bonus thought. Can you picture in your mind a world without war and a world without hate? I can, and I can picture us attacking that world because they would never expect it.
see what I mean, folks? A giggle a day is just a click away, I'm telling you. And there's like 35 or 40 of these on the EiE Network. You got to check them out, folks. How do you come up with these things, Dick?
Well, Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy, old Saturday Night Live. That's what I'm ripping on, right? And you'll notice that it actually says Deep Thoughts with Dick Dawson, because a lot of these are the old Jack Handy ones, and I've just, Dawsoned them, right? But some of them are, my creations and whatnot. And Deep Thoughts is coming back starting on Monday this week, coming up. And
awesome.
And they're going to be a little bit even more wrote by me, so that some of them will be, a slight reflection of the scene and debunking, and a few flirfs might get honorable mentions. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. They're hilarious. I love them. When you were putting them out every day, I would never miss them. They were like a chuckle in the morning to get my day started, I'm glad they're coming back.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If anybody didn't catch it, The Bear and the Rabbit, I pulled that from Eddie Murphy Delirious. That's the joke he tells. So like, oh yeah, you brought your son to watch the show with you? Yeah, you thought I'd be up here doing Gumby and Pokey and okay and all that bullshit?
I remember that. That was a great show.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Well, I'm glad that Deep Thoughts are coming back. I'm gonna have to make sure I make time for that every day. So
yeah, cool.
Awesome. Well, I got a couple more questions for you, if you don't mind. Okay. When it comes to all the stupid shit that we bash in our community, what claim or conspiracy gets to you the most?
Right off the bat, there's the way they try to warp the Mickelson-Morley, the whole experiment and whatnot, as if it proves no motion, where what it proved was that there was no ether, and photons are actually also a wave particle. The wave goes through no medium. Okay, cool, neat discovery, right? And but they turn it into this whole thing of nonsense that drives me absolutely crazy. And then the other one is simply their inability to understand scale, like putting a basketball on the end of a drill and then pouring water on it and going, look, it doesn't stick to a spinning ball. I just want to take that drill and shove it up your rectum and see if I can do some dental surgery on you,
You got to go pretty deep to get to those molars,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with going in the back door to get the work done on the front.
I couldn't agree more, man. I couldn't agree more. All right. If I could hand you the power to utterly erase one channel from YouTube, what channel would you hit?
Daniel Pratt.
I knew you were going to say that. I just knew it. That guy is such a loser. He's been up to some weird crap lately.
He's an outright liar in a few different ways, for sure. But one of them is this whole religious God spin he puts on things. He puts that on there just to get those hardcore religious flat earthers to support him blindly. There's no way that a person who behaves and acts like him has any faith in anything.
Yeah, I agree. You think he'd have learned by after what happened to him with Team?
Yeah. Well, exactly. That's that whole thing between Pratt and Team Skeptic was when I found this whole scene of debunkers and everything. Right. That's where I found it, and that's what pulled me into the whole thing. The first song I did on my other channel was I can't remember what I called it, but it's the story of Pratt and Skeptic. Right. That's what I did.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, for those of you in the side chat who don't know, Dr. Bob, the science guy, his original theme song was written by Dick Dawson and performed.
Yeah. I did a few of those
on a kid's microphone, if I remember correctly.
Yep, I actually used the USB mic for Rock Band on the Nintendo Wii U.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. It was what I had kicking around at the moment, you know. What are you going to do, right? But I've stepped it up a little since then.
Oh, absolutely. Does Bob still use that theme?
I'm not actually sure. I think he's got another thing going on. For some reason I'm drawing a blank. I got nothing. I can't. I think it's not used anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe on a couple of things now and then you might hear it, but it's mostly on his older videos. But that was a great tune.
Yeah, because what we did was what song did we do? We did a version of
It was an old
see, I can
tune, wasn't it?
No, Knocking on Heaven's Door. That's what we did it to.
Yeah.
And Jamie Dupuis, he's on YouTube. He's a great guitar player who plays a double-necked harp guitar quite often. And he did the guitar playing for it, and then I wrote the lyrics and sang over top. And Bob helped me with a few of the words to make sure it was proper.
Awesome. That was a great theme. You also did a really kick-ass theme for Creaky, but he couldn't use it. That still bugs me.
He did put it on his channel, but because it was a song from Nick Cage and the Bad Seeds, he definitely wanted that song to be used. I mean, it was pretty limited, right? There's not much you're going to get to do with it.
Yeah, not too much at all. But it was a great track. It really was a great track.
That one was challenging. I had no idea who Nick Cage was. And he says, yeah, let's use this song. And I listened to it and I'm like, whoa, this guy's unique. It's going to be hard to do, but it seemed to work. I don't know.
Yeah, it did, absolutely. So are you planning on doing any more in the future?
Yeah. There's a couple of songs that I've basically wrote and I just did a test, sing record to, and they worked well. So now it comes down to just finding the moment where I can really, belt it out. Right. Yeah,
absolutely. Again, for all the people in chat, if you're unaware, Dick has quite an extensive history in the music industry. We both actually attended the same recording arts and broadcasting school, didn't we?
Yeah, which is pretty crazy when we figured that out.
No kidding, man. Small world. But why don't you tell the folks about what you're planning with Johnny O?
Yeah, Johnny O, the plot hole, and myself and a couple of people. We're just getting it all figured out right now. We're bringing a new show out coming soon, and it's going to be a deep dive into music. So, our first episode's going to be on the legend that was, unfortunately, Eddie Van Halen. So, we'll bring up some different tracks from the different eras, and we'll explore the guitar playing itself, plus, certain techniques that are being used and the gear and whatnot. It's going to be really, really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're close to having it ready. We're close. I'm thinking maybe a week or so. There's just a few things to get, 100% solidified in the back.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a great show. What's the name of it? What are you going to call it?
Well, we're bouncing a few ideas around, so I don't want to give anything out because then this will just become a vote, right? And
Gotcha. Well, yeah, we await with bated breath. I think it's going to be a great show.
Cool, thanks. Can't wait myself. I'm pretty excited. I mean, music has been like basically my entire existence since I was about 10 years old. So I can't wait to get this one going.
Well, you were on tour with a band for what, 10 years?
Yeah, about 12 years in total. I made my entire existence from playing music.
Awesome. What was the main genre you were playing?
You couldn't even say that, to be honest, because I was in one band that just literally went all around North America playing covers in bars, right? And so, depending on region to region, you would have a playlist full of like Leonard Skinner or Bon Jovi, or you'd be hitting we went all over the place. It was sometimes you'd show up at a place and go, oh, this is way more redneck than we thought. Okay, so let's get into the Eagles, and we need, and we would just list the stuff we knew how to play and just wing it.
Yeah, just go by the seat of your pants,
Yeah.
Awesome. So were you guys like an A circuit band?
Oh yeah. Like we were able to make a living off it, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you miss it?
Every now and then a little bit, but you get to a point where, sure, it's really fun to play live and, get a real cohesive band together that really does it properly. But all of the other stuff it takes to make that happen gets a little old after a while.
Yeah, I can imagine it does.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check in with Aimee and see if we've got anything from the side chat. Aimee?
Sure, we actually do have a couple good things going on here. So this is good. We've got Christian Ganelius asks, "Is it boring being Canadian?"
Not a chance.
No. And then Captain Quinn says, "Oh, the back door. Rather go in the front door."
Yeah. Well, that whole backdoor reference was only when using a power drill on a pseudoscience moron, right?
And then Mandelbrot says there's a Rona lockdown joke about a mother dog telling her pups that the humans have run out of toilet paper and they are white and fluffy. Just saying.
Oh God. Oh, I don't know if I could do that.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah,
that's
that was a
awesome.
good one. Oh, cool. Well, do we have anything else, Aimee?
I think we're caught
No,
up.
that was it. Thanks.
Awesome.
caught up.
Awesome. Let's check in with Colin. Hey, Colin, what do you think so far?
Oh, I've been giggling in the background. The deep thoughts actually cracked me up. I've been catching those for a while now, and I missed them because they went off for a little bit. But no, I used to always catch those. Laugh my socks off. But yeah, no, I'm really interested in Dick's music career. I'd like to pick his brains over a few things in the future when I get a chance.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. How many instruments do you play, Dick?
Properly, like I can just, grab them and make proper music. Guitar, bass, drums, piano, keyboards, a couple like a banjo and a ukulele, like anything with strings, I can just simply make it happen, right? And
Cool.
and I've got a little bit of experience with a couple of wind instruments, but I've never really had the time to properly put into getting the technique on them right. But I seem to be able to just play what I want to. I've got quite a level of natural when it comes to it. I pretty much got perfect pitch, which really helps.
Awesome. Well, the talent certainly shows when you listen to those spoof songs you've done. You can definitely
Thanks.
tell you know what you're doing, man. They're funny. I love them, especially the one you did on a take on Dire Straits. That was, oh God, that was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really good. But anyways, let's move on to something a little bit more substantial. And this is the part of the show that I was really looking forward to. For those of you in the audience who are not aware, our co-hostess Aimee and Dick are working together on a really awesome channel called Autism. And it is one of those channels that's been a long time coming, but sorely needed. So I thought we'd take a look at a couple of minutes from your latest stream, and then we'll do a little bit of a back and forth with you and Aimee. How's that?
Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. Colin, can you load that up for us?
Hello and welcome to Autism, the show that's always unique, totally interesting, and sometimes mysterious.
Indeed. And tonight we're going to take part 2 of our series in challenging behaviors. It's the end of it too, so it's just a 2-part series. But
That's
tonight
right.
is it's not one of those big ones we did before. But tonight we're doing challenging behaviors, and this time it's how to handle them. What tools can we dig up and learn that can help ourselves and help those on the spectrum, and make it so that we can not just get past those moments, but help them not come along as much.
That's right.
And there's a lot to it, isn't there? There's some the challenges cannot be understated.
Oh my goodness. It's amazing. It really is amazing. There's a lot of work to it. But yeah, it's complex. But it's worth it. So worth it for them.
Oh yeah, a good example would be earlier today on our Discord server.
Exactly.
Yeah. If anybody's a member of our Discord server and has had any PMs with Aimee lately, I'm sure you got many invites to our Discord server again today. Oh, that was too funny.
Oh my gosh. I was trying to, like I said before, I was trying to coordinate with his team and everything for his, to help out with his care and everything. And that's what he's doing with all of us sitting right there watching him.
He jumped in the voice chat on the EiE Network Discord server with a couple of people. It was really funny. He had himself a great time.
He did. I think he asked for McDonald's a couple times and some pizza and all kinds of things.
It was good. He had a lot of fun. I think what we should do is make a couple of kid-friendly rooms so that people with kids and whatnot can give him an account. And, So, how about I take us over to the classroom and we'll see what we've got in store this evening.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Aimee, if you want to take it for 1 second, I need like 20 seconds here. I'm tangled in a cable. Hold on.
Oh, okay, sure. What we're going to be starting on is challenging behaviors. And as we said, this is part 2 and how to handle them, and just some more information on what happens when you're trying to de-escalate and everything. So this is going to be a good show tonight. I think this is going to be hopefully informative. And the first thing I want to say too is if you have any questions at all, definitely talk to your providers. They'll have all the answers that you need usually. Or if you have a case manager, definitely talk to them and see what they can do to help out.
Couldn't agree more. The more opinions, the more help, the more assistance, especially when trained, the better.
Exactly. And that's what we're discovering too. This new team that we've got is highly trained and they're really, really good. So I'm excited. So hopefully no more Discord incidents.
Well, that did tell me there was talk where we would have a couple of rooms that were going to be kid friendly. They could be assigned a special permission that's just for kids that have been approved by parents that are in our server already to have access to only those rooms. And, we can even keep other people from those rooms if they turn out not to be able to handle it. So, there's something to be said about that.
Absolutely. There is. So,
yeah. So, how about we go right into slide 1?
Sure. And this is a good one too. Yeah. It's who can help. What is this idea of a team? Autism is quite complex, so it's helpful to take a broad approach when deciding how to provide appropriate support. Many individuals with autism need a team to develop specialized and individualized care, and that is so true.
Yeah.
Case in point, today we were setting up in-home supports for Matthew and he qualifies for 20 hours a week. Yay! And they're going to help us better manage how he, handles everyday things, how they're going to help me teach him life skills and everything. So this is going to be great. I'm really excited about it.
Mm-hmm. We have a team that work with my son, and it is so good the way it works. What we find is sometimes Felix gets too comfortable after like 6 months with one speech and language pathologist or therapist, whatever. And so what we'll do is we'll rotate through the pool that come from the office we're working with. It's the same with occupational therapy, because sometimes if Felix gets too friendly and close to them, we find that it actually gets in the way, and the session was a bit better when he was, behaving to show off instead of showing off to show off. There is a difference there. And
oh yeah,
but I know that doesn't work for all the other kids. They don't like change at all. And for some reason, my son's fine with that. So, but that's how far you can take this. And don't be afraid to, speak anything with the team. Everything has to be communicated.
absolutely it does. That communication is main point in just about any aspect of any part of your life. I mean, seriously, it is. And it's
Are we back yet? There we are. And that, folks, is just a small sample of the great information you can get, especially if you're a parent of an autistic child. It's a great show, great stream. And Dick, you do a great job on that. Can you tell us how the whole thing came together?
Well, technically, if you really want to think about it, this show started before the Shills in a way, because of Aimee and I figuring out we both had autistic kids and just getting to know each other. So, once we were doing the Shills, okay, we're all hanging out and having fun and getting, closer and closer. But then when we switched to EiE Network, it was instant that we had to do this show. We had to.
Absolutely. So, question for you, Aimee. How did you first meet Dick?
I think we first met through one of the through a YouTube chat. I believe we were I think it was a debunking one. It was a while ago. And
I would guess Team Skeptic premiere or live, probably a premiere.
I think so. I think it was one of those, and we just got talking about stuff and just yakking, and it just kind of went from there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it certainly shows. I mean, it's a great show. And as you said, both of you are parents of an autistic child. So I'm sure nobody knows better the challenges than the two of you. How's the show been running? Has it been getting some good traction?
It seems to.
We've got a few people watching it that don't even seem to be watching the other shows on EiE Network. So I think that it's I think that says a lot that it's working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very different to the other shows on EiE. So it's not, something for everybody to just watch, because if you're not into it, you're not going to sit there for an hour listening to us talk about it. So it's a show that's going to take a little longer to really, find its audience, but we're fine with that. It's cool. No worries.
Exactly. It's a very targeted format, very targeted show. That's to be expected, but the production quality is certainly there. That's for them, sure.
Thanks, man. Awesome. Well, you had a lot to do with that. Those are your set designs, right?
I did my small part, but that's mostly because I just want to do what I can to help both of you succeed with it. And I think you're doing a great job. And as I said before, this is a channel that's been needed for a long time, because there are a lot of misconceptions out there about autism, and they need to be cleared up. Seriously, they need to be cleared up.
Yeah. Well, speaking of channel, it was going to be its own channel until we decided on EiE Network, right? So there actually is an autism channel we should close in case people sub it, because, it's on EiE now.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I was referring to, actually. My mistake.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Aimee, how's the experience been for you working with Dick and doing the show?
It's been awesome. He's a dick, but he's awesome.
I knew that was going to come out sometime.
Always does.
It always does. Exactly. It's just a lot of fun. It's and we've had the same pretty much almost the same experiences. Of course, every kid is different with autism, and we say that just about every show, but
Yeah.
It's but it's been a good experience because we both have these experiences and we can both, say, yep, that's familiar. And it's really helped a lot.
Mhm.
So
So not only are you co-hosts, but you're also mutual support.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Very much. Very much.
exactly.
Yeah, and the kids know each other, and they like getting on the video chats with us and hanging out when we're just doing our thing. And yeah, it's good.
It is good.
Absolutely, and even Maddie's getting involved with the Shills more and more, and
Yeah.
he's definitely a little a publicity hound, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yes, he
He likes the spotlight, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He sure does. I can usually tell by the look on his face, whatever he's going to say it's going to be good.
But Felix, on the other hand, is quite the opposite, I think.
Yeah. Oh, very much. Yeah. Very much. For Felix to do what Matt's doing on the channel right now, we're looking at next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you see him developing that way, or?
Oh, definitely, yeah. But he's a good year and a half or so behind, and just a little bit more in his bubble at times. They're very similar, but there is a difference a bit.
Yeah. Do you see either? And this is a question to both of you. Do you see traits of yourself in your kids?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Good or
Oh, yeah.
bad? Both. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think we've actually got a couple of good questions about the autism show. Aimee, what do we got?
Let me see here. We do. We have some let me see. Yeah, Chris Durham Music Channel has a nephew who's on the spectrum, he says, and he says so he loves it. Thank you, Chris. That's really appreciated. And that's pretty much it. Just someone telling Streamlabs.
Chris Durham was asking if we talked about Johnny O and the new music show. Yeah, we did. Definitely.
Yes, we did.
Awesome. And people getting mad at Streamlabs again. It's funny. That always happens. Christian was talking about being a university researcher, and right away I thought to myself, "Oh, you got to trade some stories with our AB Science, physics, hands-on style." And as far as I'm aware, every desk in the place has at least one bottle of alcohol in it. So that's something.
There you go. I think that's common in every science lab, though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There is one thing about the autism show that piqued my interest when you first presented me with the idea, asked for some help with the design. You said that eventually you'd like to bring on a live online chat with parents. Any idea when that's going to happen, or is that still in the works? Or?
Yeah, we're in the background. We have just a couple more of these more presentation style episodes that we want to do. And then we're going to put the brakes on for like a 2-3 week pause. And the show will come out. I guess we'll call it series 2 or whatever. And that's when we're going to have guests, parents, kids, adults with autism, people that have it in the family that want to come on and discuss all kinds of areas. It's going to really be more interactive.
Awesome. That's going to be really great. I think parents of autistic children really need this kind of an outlet to talk and just get things off their chests if something's got them in a twist, or I think it's an important thing what you guys are doing.
Thanks. I agree. Aimee and I really believe that this is good, important, and has to be done.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, Aimee, with Matt getting more involved with the Shills, how do you see that affecting the rest of his personality away from the Shills?
It's actually good. He's really blossomed. I noticed that he's a little bit more outgoing now. He was always so shy before too. He in the past year, he's really come out of his shell a little more, and I've noticed that he's really his communication skills have really increased a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that as well. Like the other day, like to some other parents, what might not seem a big thing. The other day, I asked Matt about his day, and he was able to tell me what he did, and that was, to me, that was huge. So
Awesome.
thank
Nice.
you. Yeah. So he was able to tell me that he had math and history and science, and he told me that science was really cool because he learned about how hot the core of the sun was. So that I
Awesome.
was just standing there looking at him like, whoa, this is awesome.
Cool.
Great. It's really
And he-
opened him up then.
It really has. It really has
Awesome.
opened him up. And it's good. And they've noticed it at school too, how much he's opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But I also happen to know that your son, Dick, is quite the blossoming little video editor.
Yes, he has taken to video editing quite well. He doesn't quite understand copyright rules, so we unfortunately haven't been able to upload any of this to his YouTube channel. But I assisted him in making 2 videos on his personal channel. Autism Through My Eyes is what it's called, and he did 2 nature documentaries, and they're quite good. And so after that, he took it and ran, and he can now acquire his own footage, get it into the editor, cut it, and do exactly, he can edit a video properly, no problem. But he's not quite understanding, you can't use videos from some sources. You can't just throw commercial music in. So we just have to get through a couple of the rules, and he should be uploading content on his channel regularly coming up.
Awesome. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
I remember last year before Christmas, I'd wanted to do a mega mirror on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hopefully we can make that happen sometime this year. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That
I
would
think
be
we could.
awesome.
I think we could. And we're doing another thing coming up. We're almost ready to start, and we're going to start doing ecospheres. So,
Awesome.
we're down to the lake. We're going to get some, all the, stuff we need and seal them up and watch what happens.
Cool. That'll be a great learning experience for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
I wish I could inspire my students to do that on their own, but unfortunately, I haven't been too successful with that.
No, maybe if you made an ecosphere app.
that might help. That might help.
Yeah.
The kids these days really respond better to digital versions of real life than real life.
Yeah, a lot for sure. I try to keep that to a minimum, but it's an uphill battle.
That's a question I also have for both of you. What do you think about the digital revolution for autistic children?
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking about that one. It's it's a good thing. It's in some ways, a lot of the times it can in the form of like assistive devices and things like that, so to help the kids communicate. And then other times get addicted to it, watching their videos and things. But most of the time, I think it's pretty good. It's got its ups and downs, like anything else.
Yeah. What do you think, Dick?
Yeah, absolutely. I try to keep life in the real world as much as possible, but at the same time, look how much computer I do. So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I know what you mean. I
I think I'll refer to Max the dog on this one there.
Thanks, Max.
Yeah, he's a good one. He always knows when to jump in and save.
There you go. Well, there you have it, folks. The 2 hosts of the Autism Show. And what's the acronym again?
Always unique, totally interesting, sometimes mysterious.
There you have it. If you haven't checked it out yet, you really need to. If you know someone who has autism or is a parent of an autistic child, get them over there and take a look at what these 2 guys are doing, or this guy and this gal. It's a really great stream, chock full of great information, and it's just a fun place to be for an hour. So I definitely recommend you check it out. So with that, maybe Okay, Dick. If there was one thing, one message, or one thing that you'd like to share with the community, what would it be?
Sometimes when a flurf says do your own research, it's actually a good thing. It's just that you have to do it properly. Going on to Riley P Stream's channel and trying to learn something is not going to cut it. Do it correctly. Learn. Educate, self-educate, keep ingesting knowledge to further your position and your just your outlook and knowledge about the world around you. It's so important. Let the gray matter rest and it just goes soft and lazy.
Absolutely, I agree. I tend to think the same way. And how about you, Aimee? Do you agree with Dick?
I certainly do. Definitely do.
Yeah. Just need to get away for a while.
Yes.
Awesome. And aside from YouTube, what are some of your interests, Dick?
I'm huge into cars, especially some auto racing. I love it. There is some practice sessions that I will be downloading later to watch. Massive into Formula One, been watching it all my life, and music is a huge part of everything I do. Right. And I'm really like I'm a self-employed computer tech, so I've been into technology since I got my first computer in '77, and I love that stuff. I do some refurbs of retro gear on the side and whatnot, and I'm interested in some of the channels. There's talk in the EiE Network of bringing out a technology-based show, both retro and new stuff and whatnot. That's awesome. Another one of those shows that we're trying to get together. And so
gaming as well.
Yeah. And so that would be the three in a nutshell. And then the parenting, because that's other than that I don't. BTCC, Dorian, all over it. I've been a fan for years, man. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess that just about does it for the questions I had for you. But I do normally like to do a quick round of quick fires before we end things off. So if you're good with that, why don't we go ahead and do those?
Fire away.
Give people a quick little insight into Dick Dawson. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Ferrari or McLaren?
Ferrari.
I thought you'd say that. Montreal or Monaco?
Monaco.
Mac or PC?
PC now.
Okay. Andrew Dice Clay or George Carlin?
Dice.
Ooh, interesting. I thought you'd go with George.
I'm a massive Dice fan. Sorry.
Cool. Aliens or Predator?
Aliens.
Yeah, awesome. Rock, blues, or metal?
Metal.
Thought so. Beer, wine, or whiskey?
Beer.
He's a beer man. He's a Canadian, that's for sure. Person, living or dead, you would most like to meet if you could?
Jim Croce.
Really? That's surprising. Why is that? Okay. Person you would most avoid meeting? Hello? Oh, it looks like Dick has dropped away for a bit. You still there, Dick? Did Dick drop out?
I'm not totally sure.
Oh, sorry, folks. We seem to have lost touch with Dick here.
Yep, just give it a minute.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed he'll come back. He's not dropped out the meet.
No?
Might just be having some audio issues.
That's a first. I've never seen that happen before.
Oh, there he goes.
He's dropped out. He's probably going to log back in.
He's got automatic key to it, so it's not a problem.
Mm.
Anyway, no, I was enjoying that. Nothing yet.
See if he comes back here. And while we're waiting, I would like to offer you a rendition of Santa Claus is coming to town. No, I won't do that to you, folks. Well, that's strange. I've never had that happen to me before. Let's give him a minute, see if he comes back. If not, we'll just we'll say goodbye on his behalf.
Well, you can check with Aimee and see if there's anything going on.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't realize he would drop like that too. But yeah, there was some good comments about that too. People were saying metal, awesome, and Jessica G said the Dice Man is the shit.
Awesome. But that surprised me, though. Jim Croce. Wow. I'd like an answer to that question.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and then it's Dorian B Gaming said Dick's dropped out because he said he prefers PC, but he was on a Mac. That's Apple for you. No, just kidding.
There you go.
No, the thing is, Dick is actually now a confirmed PC man. He's moved away from Macs. I think with the when they used to be old Power PC or the old Mac Pros, that was when Dick was in his prime with them. But now they're not the same machine anymore. Right?
Exactly.
No, they're just a highly overpriced piece of electronic fashion.
Yeah, I'll go with that. But I still use a MacBook Pro for work purposes. I've got an iPad, an iPhone, and an Apple Watch because of the interaction between all of them, right? But yeah, they are expensive for what they do. But the interaction between all of them is just phenomenal. There's nothing out there like it, right? You'd have to get so many different interactive systems to work between them. Right, and that would just be a nightmare. So I like the interaction.
I wonder if he had a power outage.
Yeah, it's possible. He was saying he was having some pretty bad snow. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have to check.
yeah. That heavy wet kind. You know how that is. It's that kind that.
Yeah, easily popping circuit breakers.
Exactly. So.
Just finishing off on the Mac talk there, the new style Macs that they're bringing through. Basically, any Mac Pro now or MacBook Pro, when they bring out the new designs, they're just going to be iPads. They're just going to be heavily powered iPads with the similar chip design. So there's going to be no difference as you go through the range.
Yeah. Well, I think Dick spent a while working for Apple, didn't he?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think we're not going to get him back.
Is he back?
Nope, nothing yet.
Nothing yet, eh?
Yeah, I think he probably did lose power because he said his lights flickered that morning, and then.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Okay, shall we call it?
Yeah, I think we should probably call it. Sorry about that, folks, but stuff happens, and unfortunately, we lost Dick, so I don't think we're going to get him back. So, on behalf of Dick, I'd like to thank you all for coming out. I'd like to remind you all, please head over to the EiE Network, check out Dick's work. He does some great stuff with deep thoughts. There's probably some more simple thoughts coming, and of course, autism. Really, really great show that he does in cooperation with Aimee Hogan, and you should all really get out there and check him out. Sub, give them a like and show some support, because what they're doing is important and it's very, very needed. Wouldn't you agree, Aimee?
I do agree.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna ask Aimee to put links in the side chat to autism and to Deep Thoughts. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for coming out. If you'd like the Mega Mirror and would like to support the Mega Mirror, you can do so here on the EiE Network, or you can go to my channel, Steaming Cup of Reason, and make a donation through PayPal me or become a Patreon. Your help is greatly appreciated, and it all goes towards making the show a better show. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for coming out once again, and we'll see you again on the next Mega Mirror Live.